We're with Stuart Thomson from Ignis Asset Management in Edinburgh. Stuart, thanks very much for speaking to us. And I guess it's the question that we've been asking again and again. Will we see some sort of bailout or aid package for Ireland this week?
It's difficult to say. This aid package appears to be organised by Inspector Clouseau. Ireland is not keen on the conditions that are likely to arise out of any financial bailout, and is resisting the pressure which appears to have come from the G20 as the peripheral spread crisis threatened to overshadow last week's big meetings.
Yeah, and on Friday we saw the sell-off ease up a little bit. What are we likely to see today and indeed this week with regards to debt spreads?
Well, that was a short covering rally just into the weekend. What we'd like to see is spreads widen out again this week, and then maybe a short covering rally on Friday as investors anticipate another weekend round of talks and discussions.
And of course, the stage looks set for a standoff a moment at the Ecofin meeting this week, with Ireland resisting any sort of bailout. Europe wants to nip this in the bud. Are they going to be able to stem the contagion?
No, they can't stem the contagion. Once Ireland is part of the Financial Stability Fund, markets will turn their attention to Portugal. They will then turn their attention to potentially Spain or even Italy at an extreme. So this is going to lead to a domino effect, and we would expect to see peripheral spreads continue to underperform over the next few months. Ultimately, these countries need growth. Fiscal austerity does not produce growth. As Winston Churchill said, trying to cut your way to austerity is like standing in a bucket and trying to pull it up by the handle. It is very, very difficult, particularly at current levels of the euro.
But the EU seems to be determined not to let any country default. Biggest economies will provide Ireland with assistance if they have to. Can anything be done to stabilise shaken bond markets at the moment?
Well, they will provide assistance. The problem with the Financial Stability Fund is it's Sweeney Todd's waiting room. It is inevitably going to lead to future haircuts for bondholders.
Yeah, I mean,
that's why bondholders.
Yeah, and German Chancellor Angela Merkel is pushing for a plan which actually involve investors covering future costs. I suppose that's featuring very strongly in investor thinking, investor consideration right now.
Indeed, and when the authorities say, well, that does not apply to existing bondholders, but those existing bondholders will also be future bondholders, and if Merkel wants future bondholders to pay part of the costs, then they're going to find very few buyers.
Stuart Thomson, thank you very much indeed for joining us, fixed income fund manager at Ignis Asset Management. Great to get your thoughts.